Hey, what's going on, my friends? It's Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. And my friends, you guessed it, we have yet another amazing guest on the show this morning. It truly is the greatest example of amazing new marketers and fresh entrepreneurs coming onto the digital marketing scene of any podcast or show that I know. And this morning, we're going to be bringing you yet another amazing guest. She's from Canada. Um, she is started here with Legendary, gone through our education, soaked it all up, has built a following on Instagram of 143,000 followers strong. And it's just a pleasure and an honor to go ahead and kick this show off, get right into it this morning. Harvinder, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dave, for having me here.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. And so you said you were feeling a little bit nervous behind stage. I wanted to call that out and tell you, what are you feeling nervous about? Is this your first time going live? Tell us a little bit about what's going through you right now and just how you feel being here and being invited onto the show.
Yeah, it's like it's for the first time in my life somebody is interviewing me like this, right? And I all through my life I just work as a in an office, a desk job, right? So I don't even you talk to my like the CEO, VPO of my work, right? They don't even know me, like I exist. So yeah, so this is kind of like talking to you in front of. I know like a lot of people gonna see this, right? It's like just that's why I'm just kind of nervous. Like if I don't know what I'm gonna talk about, so it was just like that.
I love that. Well, we're going to talk about your journey of getting started here, and you've never done any digital marketing before,
Never in my life. Not any business, not any marketing, nothing.
and you had zero followers when you started here.
Zero, yeah, zero on because I created all of my accounts were new, so I started from zero follower on Instagram, on TikTok, everywhere. I never used even TikTok before. When I started with the legendary marketer, then I created my new account on TikTok because I didn't even like TikTok. So yeah, so everything was new for me.
Wow, that's really amazing. I mean, I noticed that you have 143,000 followers on Instagram, so that's really exciting to talk to. What led you here in the first place? What was the thing that brought you that made you open? Did you fall across us? Were you actively searching? And what was going on in your life that made you open to the idea of building a business online?
I came to Canada as a student back in 2012, right? And I did my master's here. And throughout my life, I just got a job where I was just getting really low salary. I struggled a lot. I was just living paycheck to paycheck. But somehow I never thought about doing something else. And I just stopped learning and I was just sacrificed myself that, okay, this is something I'm going to do and this is the job I'm going to do. But when I become mother and then after my maternity and when I went to a job again, that time I started realizing that I want to stay at home. I want to give more time to my daughter. I'm missing out time. I don't like my job. I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I'm not earning enough, and that's when I thought, okay, I started searching for work from home opportunities, but I was not taking that seriously. And because I was somehow okay with, I was kind of feeling okay with my job, right? And but in 2022 and we bought our new house, and then that time I got sick and I was not able to do any job for 2 months, and I was out of job. I was not earning anything. All of the my husband was paying for everything, and then we were going through the financial struggle. And that time I realized, okay, I should find something like remote job or something so that I can help my husband with finances. And one day I was just scrolling over the Instagram and I saw Camilla's video, Camilla Markson, and I was new about this work from home opportunities, right? But I talked to other people too, but everything was like MLM, multi-level marketing, and whenever I was talking to someone, the only thing I was getting back that they were like, "Oh, you're gonna just sell the product, right?" And every time I was asking them a question, "What I'm learning here?" Am I just selling the product and what I'm gonna learn here? They were like, no, we're gonna make everything for you, website, marketing and everything, all the material. You just gonna run an ad and you're gonna just gonna chat with people and just marketing the product. I'm like, I'm not learning anything. Why I'm paying you the money if I'm not learning anything? And then when I saw Camilla's video, have gone through all of her content, and when I talked to her, and she explained me everything, right? And she was like, okay, yeah, this is how it works. Nobody's gonna do anything for you. If you're paying the money, you're gonna learn everything. You're gonna do everything on your own. You're gonna learn how to create a funnel, how to do email marketing, how to do social media strategy, everything you're gonna do on your own. And I was like, okay, this sounds interesting, right? If I'm paying you money, if when I'll do the practically thing, then I will learn it. For in future, I can apply those things to any other product or any other field, right? So then I did my little bit research, and then I started with this. I opted in for 15-day challenge in August, and then I went back to India, and then I came back. Then I registered for the live call and everything, and then in January I finished my study and everything, and then I started with the. Then I created my social media account, and then I started creating the content and everything. So that's when I started.
Wow. Wow.
It was long.
No, I love it. I love it. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. It's awesome to hear all of that specific detail. And so it sounded like, y- and what can we learn from that? There is a lot of people out there offering hey, just pay us some money and we'll do it all for you. And,
Yes.
there's so many different things that we can get involved in out on the internet. And one of the things that we always preach here is learn the skills and the money will come. Learn the skills and the money will come. Because a lot of people come in wanting the money to come first, and we'll get to all that skill stuff later.
Yes.
What looking back now, reflecting on the decision that you made and also the decisions that you decided not to make, what can we learn from your experience?
So you can see that when there are a lot of things in the market right now, like a lot of done for product, and a lot of people think that, oh, they don't they are ready to do that. Even like when sometimes now people ask me like, hey, if I'm paying the money, why don't you do the things for me? I'm like, why don't you do that? Why don't you want to learn this thing, right? In future, you don't want to stick to just one thing, right? You don't want to promote this course or software or anything, right? In future, you want to expand your business, right? If I'll make a funnel for you, if I'll set up the emails for you, what you are learning in this, why you are paying me the money, you won't be able to apply those skills to expand your business. So that's why it's really important, when you are paying someone, you should learn that practically so that you can apply those skills to expand your business in the future. So there, yes, so this is the one thing that I tell everyone, that don't just fall for done for you product. You are not learning anything in that. Then you're gonna just uh, stick with, then you won't be able to do anything else in the future. That you're gonna just stay over there. You will be doing the same stuff for forever. What if that won't work for you? Then what are you gonna do? Are you gonna spend more money? And then it's not going to help you out, right? You just spend money in one scale or over here, and then do that.
Hello. Learn the skills, people. I
Yes.
mean, it goes back to the old, do you want to learn how to fish or do you want somebody to hand you a fish?
Yes.
And then, oh my gosh, what if that person disappears? Now all of
Yeah.
a sudden you come to get your fish one day and they're not there with your fish. You have
Yeah.
no idea how to fish, right? Now you're
Yeah.
a former tennis player,
Yes.
right?
I played tennis back home in India for 10 years.
Wow.
And yeah, I was a professional player. I played for my state. I'm from Punjab. My state is Punjab. My country is India.
Hmm.
And I played for my state. And but it was like just there. And when I came to Canada, I was just got busy with my life here, study, work, and all that. And playing tennis over here is really expensive. You can't afford that when you can come here as a student, right? So but back there I used to play, but I never had a uh, professional coach who was teaching me. I was just learning everything by my own, watching people on the TV and just doing practice because my parents were not able to afford a professional coach, right? It's really expensive if you want to go to an academy, you want to learn it professionally. But yeah, so I played there. I loved it. But then when I came here, my life was totally different. I never expected that in my life. My life was so good back in India. And but yeah, I stopped. I when I came here, I just stopped doing everything. I was just doing work and my study. That's it. That was my life, and that's why I got burned out with my life. And that's when I started with this, right? And yeah, but right now, I my daughter, she is like 5 years old, and then I registered her with the professional academy in a tennis academy. I want her to play tennis, but she doesn't like it. I'm like, I can afford now. I can put her in a professional academy. I can hire a professional coach. But she's always like, I don't want to play tennis. I want to play basketball. I'm like, come on.
This reminds me of my son just started t-ball, and he is a cute little t-baller.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, there he is. Here, this was him getting ready for his first game last
Mhm.
Friday. Um, but he's 3, so we're still kind of figuring it out. He's there's a lot of chasing butterflies, sitting in the dirt, throwing dirt. you know I don't want to go up in bat, I don't want to wear the helmet, like all the things. So I love that you're God, that makes so much sense. The coming to Canada, getting burnt out, and now you're starting this, and you have some more money because of this. You have. Are you still working your job, or did you
Oh
did you
no,
end up
no.
quitting your job?
I quit my job when I got sick last year.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't do anything right now. When I registered for the 15 days training, I was doing a part time job because I was going through the health issues.
Yeah.
And then I was not able to balance my long hour shifts. So that's why I was looking for a remote job, something like where I can work from home for a few hours. And that's how I found digital marketing. And that's how I started with this. I never wanted to quit my job. My job was everything for me because I come from a family. Job is everything for you. You can't survive without a job. Even like when I started with digital marketing, it's funny. My husband always supported me, right? But my parents were like, "What are you doing? Why are you making these kind of videos?" Because when you start with
Typical
this,
Indian parents, right? I mean, like, what are you doing?
they were like, why don't you just find a job? What are you doing? They don't understand this kind of things, right? And one day my mother-in-law was like, why don't you find a job? What are you doing? You are not getting any money. Because it's not an overnight thing. They don't understand this thing, right? It takes time to grow and scale this business. It takes time. Nobody's gonna buy something from you the first day when you are appearing on the social media, right? And then because it took me some time to get there when I started making money. And then I'm like, I can't explain you right now, but I will prove you that I'm gonna make more money than any traditional job, right? And but yeah, now they are happy. They're like, okay, you have the best work in this in this world, right? So you are able to stay at home. You can take care of your daughter, and you are still making more than your traditional 9 to 5, right? But it takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time to grow and scale this, and they don't understand. I don't blame them because they have never done these kind of
Yeah.
things in their life, right? You can't just blame them. You just have to show them that okay, this is what we are doing, and put the efforts and prove them wrong. That okay, this is something I'm doing legit. it's good, it's better. You just have to get out of the comfort zone and do this.
Yeah. Well, good for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
That's really honorable and respectful and respectable, the way that you're navigating that. And I have some very close Indian friends, so I've heard lots of stories about their parents, and some of the things that they've had to work through as they've pursued their own entrepreneurial careers, and not a career in medicine or whatever else their family wanted them to do. And so I love your approach, and I think there's something that we all can learn from your approach, because none of our friends and family understands what we're doing at first, whether you come from Europe, America, South
Mm.
America, Africa, India. Nobody, none of our families understand what we're doing. So they're going to come even oftentimes with that kind of critical tone. And we may feel shame and embarrassment, and it may stop us. We may want to please them, or not be able to deal with not pleasing them, and stop, or be so kind of uncomfortable. I just love your words and how you approach that. It's clear, it's firm boundaries. You're an adult. This is what we're doing, and I'll prove you. I love you. I appreciate your love. I know that this is coming out of
Yeah.
love, and
Yes.
this is my life. And if you have to set boundaries, if they don't want to talk to you, if they don't, I mean, if they're so angry or disappointed, well, they need to go work that out on their own. That's not your
Yes.
responsibility to fix that for them. You have your own life to live. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And for like Indian parents, I don't know if you know that for them there are just two type of jobs exist: engineering and medical job. That's it. And we don't talk about. We have. I mean, with my parents, I never talked about anything else. Business is I like know it's just a different world for my family, right? And they just think, okay, business is not for us, it's too risky, it's blah blah blah, right? And when I was like in 10th grade, my father gave me just two options, Dave. He was like, you can do either engineering, or can become a doctor. That's it. And then I was like, okay, because in India culture is different. You can't say no to your parents. I'm like, okay, I'll choose engineering.
yeah,
And I don't even like that. I don't like that. I don't even know that time like what I want to do with my life. But I studied engineering for 4 years, and I never I got good grades, but I don't like that.
yeah, yeah. I hear you.
I
I
don't
hear
like
you.
that. And this is really important. Like we should talk to our parents what we want to do in our life, right? And I never knew that I'm gonna do a digital marketing in my life. I was like, okay, I just want to do a normal job in my whole life. I never thought about doing any business. Business is like I don't know anything about business. I don't know anything about marketing. How
Yeah.
can I do that? But it just something was meant to happen for me, and it happened.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a beautiful perspective about it. And I just wonder how many of you listening, and there's so many comments that are coming in that can relate. Reem says, "Hi Reem, this resonates with me so much." Even Patricia, who doesn't appear to be from India, says, "Yes, totally true. My husband doesn't understand it all, but he says, you know what you are doing. I trust you." And that's beautiful. Tammy says, "You are correct about the Indian culture. We're expected to be a doctor, lawyer,
Yeah.
engineer."
Yeah.
And yeah, so there's so many wonderful comments coming in. Zafra says, "I'm so proud of you for staying true to yourself." And parental pressure, Elizabeth says, is such a factor. Proud of you for setting boundaries. Yeah, Sarah says, "Oh my goodness, so true. Indian culture has a lot of social pressures. I love so many parts, but not this part. It's really hard for children. Not
Oh
easy."
yeah, it is. It is. Pressure like in India, you can't see the here in Canada, the culture is really different. My daughter is just 5 year old, right? She can say no to me, and she can question me. And I was even like back then in college, 20 years old. I never said no to my father.
Mm,
My father is a really strict person, and this is what in Indian culture is. I never said no to. Even now, I can't say no to. I'm married, right? I'm independent, but I can't say no to my father if he is saying something to me. Hey, you can't do this. I'm like, okay, I won't do that. This is how I don't know if it's out of love or something. I'm just scared of my father. This is how Indian culture is, right? And but yeah, my husband always supported me. He was always with me. When I started with digital marketing, he's always like, just do whatever you want to do, right? I never understand the concept of business, but he's like, he is doing. He's an electrician and he owns his own company. So
mm,
he told me that line, like, if you're going into this, just give it time. Don't think that you're gonna be rich or something in next day or within a month or something. Give at least a year or maybe more than that, right? And then you can become a successful in this. Don't just do it for the sake, oh, I want to make money, quick money or something like that, right? And you have to put a lot of effort into this. You have to stay consistent, you have to stay committed, give your time if you want to do something. And then maybe after a year, if you think, oh, it's not working out, then you can try something else, but you have to give at least a year to this. And
mm.
he always supported me throughout my
What's
life.
his name?
Bent.
Bent.
Yes.
Shout out to Bent. What you just said right there is a master class in expectations, proper
Yeah.
expectations.
Yeah, this is really important. I talk to people every single day. Like the first question they ask, how soon I can make a money. I'm like, okay, let's talk about this. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's just education. It's
Mm,
just education that you are getting here. How you gonna implement that in your life, into your work, into any field depends on you. That's how you gonna get successful, because people just want to start a business to make a quick money, right? People are struggling with a lot. They want to pay their debt, they want to pay their rent, their tuition fees or something. So that's why when they see somebody talking about making money online, they're like, okay, yeah, let's try this. Maybe tomorrow, by tomorrow, if we start today, by tomorrow we will start making money. But this is not how this happens. You have to give a lot of time, because even if after a year, if you start making the kind of money that you want, it's gonna worth a lot, right? We give a lot of time to education. I spent 6 years in my for degree and for my master class, and after spending 6 years and a lot of money for the education, I got a job where I was hardly making four-figure salary, right? After 6 years, and then I got that job after 6 years. What if I can give 6 years here to my business, and after 6 years, if I can start making the kind of money I want, why not, right?
mm,
Why we just quit right away after doing for like few months, 2 months, 3 months? Why we can't give that kind of time to a business that's our business, where we are working for ourselves, right? We have all the flexibilities. Why we can't give that kind of time? We should have that kind of mindset when we are starting with any business, not even online business, any business. So this is really important. Time is really important. And just keeps putting on effort into any business, and then you will get succeed.
So, have you never taken any other education anywhere? Did you just come right into this and went into our 15-day challenge, made the decision to enroll in our blueprints, and sort of dove in head first to learn all of the foundational things that you needed to learn? And what was that experience like for you? I mean, how did you carve out the time? How did you manage your time to be able to learn everything from scratch? And then I want to talk about having zero social media. You told us at the beginning of the interview you've had zero social media whatsoever. I want to talk about transitioning into you actually going from learning to launching.
Yeah. So yeah, I never done any education, but I registered for one another business. It was a MLM, right? Multi level marketing. I just registered for their webinar or seminar or something, And as I said, they were just talking about the money, right? And okay, this is how much money you're gonna make, the commission and all that. But again, they were not talking about the kind of skills that I'm gonna learn in that. So and then that's the only thing I opted in. And then after that, I was keep on searching for a lot of keep on searching for the work from home opportunities. And then again, I saw Camila, and then this is the first education I took online for online business. And I never done any other business. But then I started with 15 days. When I was going through the 15 days, and I realized that okay, this is something I'm gonna do in my life. This is the education I want, where I'm learning everything, I'm doing the assignments and everything. And when I was get to the point when I was going through Rich Dad Poor Dad, that changed my mindset. I have learned a lot from that book. And when it comes to differentiate a business with the traditional job, right, that time I made my mindset that okay, this is something I want to do. And then after yes, and then when after finishing up everything, then when I launched my business, yeah, it was a new thing for me, so going coming up on a social media. Because before that, all I was using social media to post my family pictures. I didn't even know that, like how to edit a reel on on any platform, how to add those captions and text. Every single thing was new to me. And but I have learned everything from the education, because I took it seriously. I went through every single thing. I gave time to the education, because sometimes we're just in hurry. Okay, we just wanna read the few things, and we're gonna set up our business. We just wanna launch our business. But for me, because I didn't know anything online business, marketing, social media, nothing, so I gave it a time. I learned every single thing. And I was watching lots of YouTube videos, right? And when I was going through the education, I started following other people on social media. And there are two people, Steffi and Amy Hires. I attended a lot of their lives. I have learned a lot of things from them, that how to how to communicate with people, what kind of questions people ask when you start with a new business, right? I used to spend 4 hours every single day watching those ladies' lives. I have learned a lot from them. Like apart from the education, I learned a lot of from those girls. And yeah, then I started my business. And then I launched my business, and then I started with the social media. It was a totally new thing for me. I started from zero. But there was a something when I started with the TikTok and Instagram. I started posting content, right? But I was not getting the kind of engagement I want. Then I used a strategy that I started, because in the beginning I started with I was creating a content in English. And then I started creating content in my mother tongue language. That time I started getting more engagement, because people from my community, they started asking me question. That time got the interaction from people. I started getting followers, and people started asking me question. I started getting I got the engagement. And that's how I started with this. And then again, then I again switched to the content creation to English, when more people were like following me from another communities or another countries, right? So that's how I started with this.
Interesting. You used what you had at your fingertips. You took your struggles and turned them into your strengths. I want everybody to hear this. Double hat throw. Holy smokes. Because so often we come in and we think English is not my first language. How am I going to, I have an accent or whatever it is. I have no of this experience. I have no tech skills. I have, 4 kids. I have no kids. I'm not a stay-at-home mom. I'm a guy. I'm a girl. Whatever it is, we come up and look at all of the differences, not the similarities. We look at the
Mm.
differences, and then we say, geez, I'm probably not going to be able to succeed because of this. This is we start to create a story a disempowering story. And for you, this is the first time I've ever heard this before, by the way. where somebody embraced their mother tongue and said, let me just test this.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, because I was not getting the interaction, and nobody was talking to me when I was doing in English, right? When I started, I remember I posted one video on TikTok and I got thousands of views on that when I did in my mother tongue language, because I thought people were started trusting me. Okay, so this is someone who's from our community. We can talk to this person. She's doing in our mother tongue language. I just tested that. I did that for just few months, right? And then I was doing that on TikTok, and then I started, because I was not getting interaction on Instagram, and I started asking people to follow me on Instagram, and then I got interaction on Instagram. I started getting comments on my post, messages, and everything. And I believe that's the strategy I use when I was asking people to go on Instagram and follow me. And that's how Instagram set up the algorithm for my page. Okay, okay, now these kind of people are interested in this content, and that's how Instagram started showing my page to the explore page or whatever, right? So yeah, I just tested that out and it worked. And then I switched again, because I knew like not everybody's gonna understand my mother tongue language, right? But I knew that now people have started following me, I'm getting the engagement, then now again switch back to English. So this is just, you just need to start practicing things like what's going to work for you. The main thing that I made a mistake in the beginning, I was just copying the successful affiliates. I was just copying their content, I was posting the same thing, and that didn't work out for me.
Mm-hmm.
So we should just find out something that's worked for us. Just don't copy someone and do what just try to do some new things. It's going to work out for you, and keep learning, keep using like new keep using practicing new marketing strategies, because everything is changing. Just don't stick to one thing, and share your story.
Yeah. Gail says, you just tested it. Yes. Test, test, test. Love it. This is the foundation. This is the most important concept to understand about marketing. And it's also the most important concept to understand about your business, because launching any business is about marketing. It's about getting the word out. As Mario says here, marketing is testing. Shout
Yeah.
out Mario. Simple, well said. Marketing is testing. What works for John may not work for Jill, right?
Yeah.
What works for Harry may not work for Harvinder. Okay. So we have to test it on our own and be willing to fail forward. We oftentimes think that if we try something and it doesn't work out, we're failing backwards. It's not true. You're failing forward. It's almost like, in a race, falling into the finish line. You're falling and failing forward. As long as you fail forward, which means that, okay, I'm progressing a little bit, not as much as I thought. And I like the visual. I'm running and I'm tired and I just fall forward. Did I
Hmm.
make some progress? Yes, I made 6 feet 2 inches of progress by
Yes.
falling forward. If I do a test and it doesn't work out, and I allow that, I personalize that, and I say, oh, people must not like me, or I attach some big catastrophic meaning to it, then, and if I fail and I just lay back flat on my back, not only did I just lose 6 feet of progress, but okay, I'm just laying there, I've stopped, right? We have to be comfortable with 6 feet of progress or 600 feet of progress. And that really is the difference. That's a great analogy, because sometimes you might try something out of the box that gets a couple of hundred views, but next time you try something that's roughly the same amount of out of the boxness or uncomfortability, and it gets 6 million views. And it's like,
Yes.
wow, okay, almost the same amount of effort. There was no, it's not like you traveled to a different place. It was just a tweak in the message. And so talk to us about what have you learned about creating content about, you picked the online business niche, which is, a very common niche of people coming into this community. They're getting started trying to rebuild their financial future or build it for the first time, and they get really excited about online marketing skills. Talk to us about, picking a niche. What sort of recommendations would you have for somebody to go ahead and just pick a niche and get started? How did you come to that conclusion? And how do you feel now about these what we call these transferable skills and the ability to be able to pivot into different niches? I don't know if you've attended any of our Decade in a Day workshops where we show, different business plans and different approaches and all kinds of different niches, but help somebody who's brand new understand that, this is not an MLM. This is not just about promoting one product, but you're really learning a lifetime of skills that apply to different niches. And how does that resonate with you? And how do you see that, obviously from your experience, but also what you plan to do in the future?
When I started with the legendary marketer, when I was going through the education, I didn't have anything in my mind because I didn't know that what is niche or whatever is that, right? But when I finished up my training, when I finished up my education, I was thinking about going with the parenting niche because I'm a mother, right? And but then I sit and then thought about it. I made my business plan and everything, but then I thought, okay, maybe it's not gonna work this time because I don't know that much about parenting. I'm not using that many products, and maybe I don't have that much experience. So I choose to start with the legendary marketer because I found this education uh, really interesting and worthy, because if anyone who wanted to start with digital marketing, even if you want to if you want to go with parenting niche or relationship niche, in order to start that, you need a proper education first, right? So that's why it's okay if you have gone through the education. There is nothing wrong with promoting that education, right? If somebody's coming to you and the person is like, hey, I want to promote parenting or relationship products, how can I do that? First thing is they have to go through the education, right? They have to learn the basics and everything. So that's the first thing. So when I was struggling to select my niche, I thought, okay, let's just start with this, and maybe in future I will do something else. So that's how I, because I knew that I have gone through the education, I know every single thing that what this company is offering, what kind of skills somebody can learn, I can answer every single thing, right? So that's why I choose to go with this. Uh, uh, and then that's how I started with this, and that's why I choose promoting legendary marketer. And but right now I am expanding my business, and I'm doing another thing. I really like art and drawing and everything. Right now I am going to another niche. Going to start a new business. It's a raising art because I like that. But now I have a skill, like I know that, like how to do a promotion, how to do marketing, how to create a funnel, how to do everything. I gave it a year, it's okay, and then I am promoting from 1 year. I'm promoting legendary, but I don't just want to stick to that. I whatever the skills, because for me it's everything is about skills. Whatever I have learned, I want to implement those skills into another field too. So right now I am going into another field. I never thought about that, right? But I really like arts, and right now I'm going through I'm taking classes and everything. I'm learning raising art, and in that business I'm gonna apply these skills right now. You just need to find out what you like. So I after 1 year I realized, okay, I really used to like arts and drawing when I was in school and when I was in college, right? So now I can apply this skill to that field, to that business. I can make a big business from raising art, and now I'm doing that study. So this is how you can find a niche. Just find out, just sit and think what you want to do, and what you really like if somebody is coming to you, are you able to answer that person's question, whatever in whatever niche you are doing your business. So that's how you can do that. And I believe there's nothing wrong with start with one product and start promoting that, and then maybe after some time, whenever you realize, okay, this is something I want to do, and then apply those skills to that niche.
Well said. Very, very clear. Very, very clear, and very, um, very smart the way that you're doing it. I mean, it's so often, so many of us sit and waste so much time, um, you know, just getting ready to get ready and over analyzing everything. And the fact that you have jumped right in and gone with what you feel comfortable with, and now have the skills. It's a wonderful power, almost a superpower, to be able to understand marketing and then be able to market any product. It doesn't matter what your passion is. You just talked about a specific type of art, and being able to take that and know how to get it out to the world, also know how to package it. If I wanted to share this or teach this, so many of us have these little unique things that we know how to do, and we'd love to teach them, friends. That's where a lot of fulfillment comes from in life. That's
Mhm.
where your legacy really is. It's not in how much money you leave on this planet. Money is a made up structure, concept, construct. It's something that it's not a part of Mother Nature. Money is not a part of Mother Nature. But I'll tell you what is the knowledge that we pass on and leave
Yes.
here on this world, and how many people we help with what we know. And so, to take some sort of a woodworking skill, some
Yes.
sort of a plumbing skill, some sort of a carpentry skill, some sort of a sewing skill, some sort of a parenting skill, some sort of an art skill, some sort of a writing
Yes.
skill, some sort of a learning skill, some sort of a memory skill, and to be able to take that from inside of your head and inside of your heart, and know how to package that in a way that can help people to learn that skill, but also can get you compensated for that teaching in a way that's respectable and honorable, in a way that is a deserving of what you're sharing, the value that you're sharing. This is a beautiful concept. And not only do you get to make money in the process if you package and market it correctly, but the bigger, I think, impact piece is that you're getting to take this skill and this knowledge that you have, and understand how to share it with people in a way. And I can speak firsthand that the
Mm.
fulfillment that I get, from 13 or 14 years of doing this, of
Yes.
packaging information that both I've learned, and I've done it the same exact way, Harvinder, as you have. I go in, I learn something, and I started out actually in MLM, just like you had mentioned, and I saw a bunch of struggling MLMers, chasing their friends and family, and I had learned how to generate leads online. So I took that skill and I packaged that and I brought it back to that niche, that very specific niche of MLMers who wanted to learn how to generate leads online instead of making their list of friends and family. And I packaged that and I market it to people, and they ate it up.
Mhm.
And that was where I got my first hit of both impact but also income. And then I scaled from there. I grew from there into this information niche of marketing digital products, courses, and events, and doing affiliate marketing. And so, what a beautiful illustration of how you're growing your business, not only through your income, but also the impact that you're making in other areas. What have you learned about yourself through this journey over the course of the last nearly year of doing this?
Okay, so I learned a lot because I believe one when I finished my study and then I just stopped learning. I thought, okay, I'm just gonna do the job, some a traditional job my entire life because I never thought about doing something different. Because I come from a family. I was always scared. Nobody guided me. But when I started with this training or this education, I have learned a lot that you can do anything. It's not that if you have never done any business or any marketing or anything in your life, you can learn any skill if you give it time. And this is what I have learned, right, that I'm not just for a job. I can do anything in my life. I can do any business in my life. It's just not that this marketing. I can get successful in any business if I give it a time. The same thing I told, right? I want to start my own business, raising art. Why I am going to start it? Because I took this training, this education, which changed my mindset. Now I got out of my comfort zone. I know that, like, I can just go to any field, go I can go to any business. As long as I'm putting my effort into that business, I can get successful in that. I'm not limiting myself. I'm not just saying that, okay, I can't do this, I can't do that. I can do anything in my life. I am already out of my comfort zone. I can try anything new in my life. I'm not scared of anything at all. When you come to social media, if, I am just so yeah. So I have talked to so many people on social media. I have learned a lot from a lot of people. I have gone through a lot of stuff, negative stuff, positive stuff. Now I know that I can handle anything in my life. I can handle stress and everything. So yeah, this is what I've learned, that I can do anything in my life if I give a time. If I put my effort into that, I can get successful in anything. And I recommend everyone just don't stick with. If you like your job, keep doing that job. But if you don't like, move. Right. This is the something I have. I saw something on the social media that if you're not liking where you're right now, move, because you are not a tree. Just get out of that. Just get out of that situation. Right. So move wherever you are. If you are stuck, just move and try new things. Don't be scared. You can do anything in your life, so you just need to get out of your comfort zone. I come from a, like, a family, or from a country, from a culture where nobody talk about online business, nobody talk about social media. No, social media just not a good thing in my family or my culture. But I used it to change my whole life. And now the one thing that I always heard from other girls, they, like, from my culture and from my country, they say, hey, you are I'm their inspiration. It's a big thing for me if somebody is saying that, hey, you are our inspiration. We got inspired. We are talking about you with our family. We are showing them your videos, that, hey, this is a normal girl who's doing this online business on social media. If she's doing that, why we can't do that, right? So they are talking about me. It's a big thing for me. Like, a lot of people now know me. I was just a normal girl sitting behind the desk doing a normal job. But right now, hearing and this kind of stuff from a stranger on the internet, that you are my inspiration, wow, sometimes I'm like, okay, this is too much. But it's a good thing if I am changing somebody's life, and if I'm helping someone to get out of the comfort zone, if I'm helping someone to get the life they want. Because for most of the mother, it's always that they want to spend more time with their kids, but they still want to earn something. So this is the best thing that I have learned in my life, and the same thing, I'm helping other people to do the same thing. So yeah, this is what I've learned. So yeah, it's a great thing for me.
I'm fired up. I'm inspired. I mean, you are really something special, and we all know it. And I'm glad you now know it. I hope you can take all of. I mean, look, there are some absolute. I hope you have a chance. Turquoise says you are such a powerhouse. Darlene says you are not a tree. Putting that on my page today for sure. Gail says you're changing lives. Linda says you are a trailblazer. Loving this. Wake up legendary. Perfect perseverance. This is legit. Jim says it's not just the young ladies in your country and culture.
Okay.
It's also Jim O'Connor here. You give me inspiration and make me feel like it's okay to change. Thank you. Turquoise came back, said, "You are my inspiration."
Oh.
You know, uh, you know, love your mindset, Queen. Another masterclass today. Smita says, "Following your footprints, dear." Just I hope that you can take all of the impact that you're having now in not just here on this show this morning, but all those people who are giving you that wonderful validation and knowing that you are so deserving of it, and everything that you said about uh, your capability and that you can do anything, I see as totally true. And
Yes.
I hope you keep repeating that to yourself, because you really got something good going in terms of your confidence and your self-esteem here. And as you build on that, the sky really is the limit. I can't wait to keep updated on your journey. So please, when we reach out to you, come back and see us and
Yeah.
post it. And hopefully I've calmed some of those nerves a little bit today, and that coming on here is just another opportunity for you to share this amazing story that is your life, and you're only a year into it, so I can't even
Yes.
imagine, as year 2 and 3 passes by, Harvinder. So thank you for your time today, my friend. Stay legendary. Okay.
Yes. Thank you so much, Dave. Thank you so much for having me here. And we will come back again. I will come back again. It's just that I just get sometimes busy with my daughter, so that's why. But yeah, it was. I was waiting for the best thing is that when I started with the legendary education, and when I took the first. When I booked the Zoom call with my advisor, the one thing I told her that, hey, I'm waiting for the day when I'm gonna show up on weekly legendary with Dave. I dreamed about this, right? And
Oh,
I fulfilled that dream. So this is what it is. Just dream and keep working for your dream. Just dreaming about something is not enough. Put efforts to fulfill those dreams, and that's really important. When I started with digital marketing, I didn't know that, like, where I'm gonna end up. But the one thing I knew, that if I'm taking something in my life, if I'm starting something in my life, I'm gonna give my 100% to this. I'm gonna put my efforts. I'm gonna give my time, and then the rest is my journey. That I'll just keep doing that, and let's see where we're gonna end up. Where we're gonna end up, and it worked out for me. All you need, just keep putting your efforts and give your time, and that's all. Everything you need in your life, whatever you do, just give your 100%.
mm. Great, great words of wisdom to end on, my friend. Thank you so much for your time this morning. Enjoy your life, enjoy your daughter, uh, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay.
Thank you so much, Dave.
All right, my friends. You can follow, you can stay inspired by Harvinder over on Instagram at Make Money with _Harvey. HARVI. For those of you listening, at on Instagram, at Make Money with _Harvey, HARVI. If you want to get started with our education today, this morning, this afternoon, this evening, tomorrow, whenever you feel ready, go to legendarymarketer.com/enroll. You can take our challenge, you can enroll in our blueprints, you can come to a mastermind, and text WUL to 813-296-8553 to get a text message reminder in the morning when we go live, so you can click the little link and come on over here and watch us live on Facebook and participate in all of these amazing interaction and support. I mean, my Lord, thank you all so much for the awesome comments. It's really just I'm just so, obviously I'm engaged here with the guest, but the comments, you guys are just the kindest, sweetest, most supportive people, and I always encourage our guests to read those, because the way that we support each other here is really magical. And, some of us don't get or feel so much support from friends and family or people in our local area. A lot of us are, you're the only digital marketer that you don't have a bunch of friends who are digital marketers, right? So to be able to come on here, to know that you're not doing this alone, to know that there's other people who are starting, who are failing forward, who are testing, who are in their journey to kind of bust out of their cocoon and go from caterpillar to butterfly, man, it's really nice. It's so helpful to me too. I mean, I am a human being as well who does not hang out with digital marketers every day in my neighborhood or in my city. Much of this is about working online, working from home. And so it's just so wonderful. We have tons of these opportunities to be able to interact with people inside of this community from our Facebook page here. Got 150, 60,000 followers on our Facebook page where we go live every day. We've got a Facebook group, Legendary Marketer, with over 100,000 people inside of that group. And then, we have our 15-day challenge. And if you decide to enroll in our blueprints, we have daily coaching calls, live coaching calls, 2 per day, Monday through Friday, that you can jump on and get live group coaching. We do our Decade in a Day workshop every 2 weeks for all of our blueprint students. So, this is a great opportunity for you to get some people in your support circle. And of course, even if you're just tuning in, listening to the show every morning, as well as I do, the amount of, encouragement and energy. And I just go through some of these comments and I'm just blown away. So thank you all for all of the encouragement, the validation, the sweet and kind support to our guest. This can be nerve-wracking to come on and get interviewed. And so it's really special when you support our guests the way that you do, and I so much appreciate it. With that being said, my friends, have a fantastic day. Thank you so much again, Harvinder, for the amazing, inspiring, unbelievable interview this morning. It was so special, and it was just so powerful to hear everything that you had to say. This is worth a re-listen, my friends. Remember, you can go and find all the episodes on all the major podcast platforms. Just type in Wake Up Legendary. We usually get the same day episode uploaded, the same day. And so go forth with your day. Have a fantastic day. Be legendary. And we'll see you back here tomorrow for another episode. Get out of here. Peace.